We have electric energy from sugarcane. Wow, yes, sugarcane. These final squashed and dried stalks are fed into the thermal power station where they are burned up to 500. Get this, 500 degrees Celsius. 500 degrees Celsius, fueling turbines. We had even our own Mumias Sugar Company trying to lay down that thing. And so it is not actually Kengen a lot, but when you generate electricity, you generate under the authority of one entity, which is Kengen. Hi guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Jeroboam Kimtai, program Electrical Awareness. Today we are sharing on electrical awareness, and I know out there you are getting enlightened in one way or another in these things that are always available for us but not communicated. I am communicating this to you for you to learn more on electricity. Electricity is a necessity. A lot of people are using electricity in domestic work, in offices, in companies to run various things. We cannot avoid electricity for sure. Electricity is a necessity. In previous programs, when we were sharing with my friend David Otieno, we discussed a lot on many things. And as we continue, we will continue breaking down for you a lot of various stages of electricity. And of course, we shall dwell on domestic use of electricity. Today, I want to do this program to alone again because of some various engagements David still has. Let me share today about various stages before electricity reaches to the house. We know in the house we are in domestic stage or in commercial stage if we are using it for business, the last stage. But before electricity reaches us for use, we have various stages. Number one is generation of electricity that is done by mostly KenGen in Kenya, but we still have other private people who generate electricity, especially from companies. We had even our own Mumias Sugar Company trying to lay down that thing. And so it is not actually KenGen a lot, but when you generate electricity, you generate under the authority of one entity, which is KenGen. From there, we have transmission of electricity. It is done by a company called Ketraco. Ketraco is a company that is responsible for transmission. And transmission lines are there, especially these metallic pylons that transmit electricity from generation to various points, of various stations. And from this station is where we have now another stage, a stage of distribution. Now we have generation, transmission, and distribution. Distributors, I think it is Kenya Power in this country. Distributors distribute electricity to various close substations, close substations. Especially in Nairobi, we have some few divisions of substations. We have Nairobi South, we have Nairobi West, and Nairobi North. So those distribution are brought to close areas like that. From distribution substations is where we have supply. Now electricity is supplied to consumers. Electricity is supplied to consumers. Consumers may be people who are building their own homes, maybe people who are establishing business enterprise and business premises. And therefore, I wanted us to dwell today on generation. Generation of electricity is done by through various ways, through various companies, and in different plants, establishments for generation. For example, the one that is predominant is hydroelectric power. And I'm beginning by hydroelectric power, and then we shall talk about geothermal energy, and then we shall talk about wind power, and then we shall talk about the other one that has been introduced and mostly in other countries. It has been established. A country like Mauritius has established this so much, and other countries. This one is power from sugar cane sugarcane waste, something like that. Something that would be wasted is used to generate power. Now, let's talk about the first one, which is electrical generation by hydroelectric power. First of all, let us talk about generation. Generation of electricity is the process by which electrical energy is produced by transformation of non-electrical energy. So before we have electricity, it means there is no electricity, because as we have defined, it is generation, it is production of electrical energy from non-electrical energy. Yes, that is generation. Something that would otherwise been lost is what will produce energy. Okay, generation of electricity is the process by which electrical energy is produced by transformation of non-electrical energy. That is generation. On to generation by hydroelectric process. So hydropower is generated by hydroelectric plants, and these are turbines or generators that are driven by kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy is brought by water. Now, in this process, normally the dams are built, and then water is put into reservoirs. After the water has been stored in reservoirs, on opening up the water, this water comes with a force to spin the turbines. Another one is wind energy. Just as water is used to turn or to spin the turbines, wind is used to spin turbines in wind generation. Wind is the one that is responsible for turning of the turbines. Okay, we have geothermal plants. This one, the prime mover is steam driven from the underground. Yes, these steams come from the underground. The energy that that are heated up from the underground, especially in the rocks or underneath the earth. Now, when it comes out naturally, these ones are the ones that are used to drive turbines. That is the geothermal kind of generation. Number 4, we have diesel generators. Of course, diesel generators are synonymous. A lot of people know a lot of this, because these are the kind of generation that does not need to be connected to the national grid necessarily, because most of the people have their own generators in domestic levels. So generators are driven by fuel such as diesel and petrol or super regular or something. So generators are the easiest ones that people know. Most of the generators are small, so when they are turned on, when the electricity is generated thereof, and it helps people when there is power outage. It's one of the things that are used for backup whenever there is no electricity. Most of the malls also have installed these generators, and they are big ones, so that when power goes, they are also fitted with automatic changeovers, so that when electricity goes off, when there is power blackout, these generators are turned on automatically. And if you are in such a premise, you would not even realize that there's no power. Maybe when you get to hear the sound from the generator. So these generators help a lot in power backup, for power backup. But I'm talking about big generators. We have big generators that are also at the level of distribution with the Kenya Power, and they are connected in the circuiting of the lines. You know, when we talk about the circuits of domestic use and the circuits of power lines, there's a slight thing, there's a slight difference, because that one is a big line. One time I shall talk about the circuits in the power lines as opposed to circuits, the final sub-circuits in the installation in the house. So there we have generators that are fitted at the distribution substations, so that when power has been interrupted from the transmission, we have automatic switch over to the generators. This will help consumers not to lack power, not to be in blackout. And so we have such generators. Generators are found in distribution, and we also have consumers who have fitted their own small generators so that should there be any outage of power, they are able to continue their activity without interruption because they have an alternative. Now, generation by generators, by fuel powered generators are quite critical, and they are used most, and most of the people are conversant about that. Now, before I continue, as you can see, this information is quite good and you require to share with others, aren't we? Yes, we need to share with others. And so today, again, I tell you to subscribe, to share, and to like this YouTube channel so that this information reaches many. Yes, my friend always says, upenda mwenzako. And if you love your neighbor, it means you will be able to share this so that they are also helped. Okay, that is it. That is it. And I will not forget to say thank you because of those people who have been sharing this also. Now, I want to talk about the last thing on power generation. We have electric energy from sugarcane. Wow, yes, sugarcane. Sugarcane. Sugar is also useful for electricity, electrical generation, and here is how. The leftover of crushed sugarcane stalks and tips of dry fibers, let me say fibrous material, popularly, or the official name of this fibrous material is called bagasse, Bagasse. Yes. Bagasse is dry, dusty pulp that remains after juice is extracted from sugar cane. Bagasse. To sponge vitu kama yenye naweza kunini, yani after it has been crushed, imefinywa kabisa, hizo vitu zimekuwa squashed, zimeisha, ile kitu inabaki hiyo, that is what is called bagasse in English. Kiswahili tutafute hiyo maneno bwana. Na kama unajua unaweza weka hapo kwa comment, unaweza weka kwa comment hapo chini kwa comment section ili tujue, tuanze kushare hii hata kwa Kiswahili. Sugar stalks, hizi miwa zenyewe inacrushiwa, it is crushed, inakuwa crushed kabisa. Ikiwa crushed inapatikana juice, alafu inaenda process ya pili, it goes to the second process where the last juice is extracted from it. After the extraction of this juice, now we have this remains now, final squashed dry stalks. Hizo ni bagasse, vitu kama hizo ndio zinabaki sasa. When they are removed now from there, tuko na power station tu hapo kwa factory ya sugar. We have a power station close to the sugar factory. That power station now is responsible for generation of power. Now what happens? These final squashed and dried stalks are fed into the thermal power station where they are burned up to 500. Get this, 500 degrees Celsius. Just imagine. 500 degrees Celsius, fueling turbines. Okay, there's a kind of thing that comes from that high temperatures, and these temperatures are the ones that are responsible to fuel the turbines to turn to generate electricity. That's how we get electricity from sugarcane. It is sweet for chewing, yes. It is sweet for other things, but it's also used to generate electricity. Umejua hiyo leo? Have you known that today? Yeah, I thought this information would be useful to you, so that when you continue talking about the domestic use of electricity, at least we have a general overview, just something small that we can talk about when it comes to generation, transmission, distribution, and then we go to use of electricity. Now you know that before electricity reaches us, kuna watu wengi wako involved in generating this power, in transmitting this power, in distribution. Kuna personnel wengi, alafu wenye wanatusupplyia pia the Kenya Power wako na kazi. Now Kenya Power of course sells this power through the meters, and in Kenya we have two kinds of meters, postpay and prepaid. I'll also do transmission. What normally happens in transmission And so we have had cases where pylons have fallen down, especially recently in our nation. We have had that thing. It's one thing to say that a pylon has fallen, hizo towers za kushika waya ati imeanguka, but you also need to know that there is a lot of work that is supposed to be inputted into that work. So we don't need to apportion blame directly to these workers, because a lot of things happen. And in a nation tuko na watu wengi wenye hawafanani vile wanafikiria. And so today we've learned about generation, we shall learn about transmission, and what is all about distribution, okay, just shortly, and then we shall go back to our normal domestic use of electricity. And please comment so that we know, especially areas that we need to handle as priority when it comes to electrical awareness. We have a lot of information, but the way we need to dissipate this information, to separate it and to give to people, is a problem, because we may be telling you this when actually this is what most of the people require. Even if it means repeating where you did not understand, tell us so that we repeat again for you, because this program was not just begun, it was informed by a lot of problems that personally, as an electrician, I have experienced. I have met a lot of customers struggling with some things in matters electricity. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and God bless you. May the Lord keep you as we continue sharing in electrical awareness. Bye.